Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Moohead Radio Cleveland Browns halftime show with the score: the Cleveland Browns 14 and the Green Bay Packers 7. So, here's what I'm about to tell you right now. You know, the first 12 weeks of the season were absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And today we're seeing something a little bit different. Now, I've over and over on my programs, whether it's the halftime, the postgame, or my weekly programs, have said all this notion that the Cleveland Browns are working so hard, it's all horseshit. It's all bullshit. The fact that there's any discipline on the team, it's all bullshit. And you know how it's all bullshit and how I know? Because once Sashi Brown gets fired, now Hugh Jackson is going to stand at the sidelines and yell at DeShone Kizer and say, "What the fuck you doing out there?" And Kizer, for the first time all season, looks like a fucking quarterback. He's stepping into his throws. He's got a real wide receiver on the field in Josh Gordon, and Corey Coleman now doesn't have to worry about being the man. He can just be a number 2 guy, and he looks way better. The intensity is greater. Defensively, we're pushing harder. The safety, Nacua, I'd cut him after the game. Let's keep the momentum going. You can't make a bullshit penalty when you would have pushed them back and forced them to punt from the 7-yard line, their own 7-yard line. You cannot headbutt somebody in front of an official and play for my fucking football team. If we're going to do this, let's do it right. Discipline starts now. And if you're some idiot from Utah named Nacua, you're not good enough to do that. You're not even good enough to start. You're behind Jabril Peppers, who's 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't put up with the bullshit from players. Put your fucking foot down. If Myles Garrett has his own agenda when he's going to jump offside, sit his ass down. It is more important for us to play a smart 3rd down and long than it is for one man to try to get the glory. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. And while we have a new guy sitting next to Jimmy Haslam in the press box, up there in the owner's box, let's go ahead and take the opportunity to stop all the bullshit. Does it look different to you? It looks different to me because there's tempo. For the first time in the offense, we're running the ball, we're throwing the ball. The quarterback is stepping into the passes, okay? That, to me, is huge. So Erlanger Veritas over on YouTube is saying they had a chance to score right before half and get the ball back. At least they have the lead. So just stop, dude. So wait, Hugh Jackson has the sway with the league to keep Josh Gordon suspended until Sashi was fired? No, of course not. You know, here's the bottom line. Just stop, dude. The bottom line is you're either engaged or you're not engaged. And if you're the head coach for the first time in your fucking 2-year tenure with the Cleveland Browns, you're not so sure that your black ass has a job. Let's be fucking honest about this, folks. Just like Dee Podesta ain't sure his white ass has a job. You want to talk about Carson Wentz not being a top 20 quarterback? Look over your shoulder, Dee Podesta. Your buddy Sashi's gone. You're hanging out on a limb, walking a long walk on a very short pier. And now, if you're Hugh Jackson, you know something? Oh, they said you're the future. But don't believe it for a minute, Hugh. That's right, Erlanger Veritas. It's Huey. Thank you for he's a revolutionary head coach. Thank you, Erlanger Veritas. I'm sorry. Huey Jackson, I got to stay on the roll, man. Thank you for putting me in my place. I do appreciate it. But Huey, you can't be sure that you're the head coach next year, so you better start acting like a real head coach. And that means stepping up and telling your 21-year-old bozo quarterback, if you're not mentally in the game, I'll sit your ass down. You know what else it is? It's John Dorsey stepping in and saying, don't worry, Huey. Kessler's not your backup quarterback. Hogan is. He's been activated. That's what it's about. Sometimes people just need to look over their shoulders. They have to have the fear of God put in them. That's what it is. And it's like I told you all along, they weren't putting out. They were too sure that they were the men, that they were the starters, that they were the guys who were going to play. No Jamie Meters is saying they seem motivated with a new sheriff in town. The bad throw decision notwithstanding. Look, General Dog, he had Gordon, again, if he'd thrown the ball earlier. He threw the ball too late. But it was an interference against Gordon that should have put the ball down on the 1 yard line for the Cleveland Browns. We would have gotten called for that. We're the little Nancy boys. We get called for that. They don't get called for that. But we would have, 100% certainly. Every underthrown ball, and we make any contact with the wide receiver, it's interference. But you see, want to say hi to Andy Androsco? Hi there, buddy. General Dog, the Tom H., no Jamie Meters, Wiley Fox, Mugambi, Tony the Calf, Wable, the Feemeister, were all together in the Moohead Radio chat room and over on YouTube, or MooTube, if you want to call it that. We got Travesty Train, Just Stop Dude, and Erlanger Veritas. Travesty Train can't wait to see Huey in this week's press conference. You know something? Hey, Mario Cazares, let's go Packers. Yeah, you better start going. The Packers better do something. I don't know why they're letting the Browns kick their ass around the field. It's cold weather. It's windy weather. This is Packers weather, not Browns weather. And there are more green jerseys than orange jerseys in the stands in Cleveland. Mario, what's your team's excuse? I know. Besides Aaron Rodgers, what's the excuse? You've been thoroughly outplayed by an 0-12 team who looks like they want it more than you. Now, of course, you're going to put your foot down in the second half and stampede us like a bunch of wild buffaloes. We all know that. But why weren't you ready from the get-go? Tell Mike McCarthy that, I don't know. He's got to get his guys fired up. Tom Joey 9, in this weather, that's a really hard throw to make. You're right, Tom Joey. You're absolutely right. The ball held up in the wind and it fluttered, and that's why it was short. But if he'd have thrown it earlier, he'd had a better chance of completing the pass. And Erlanger Veritas says, don't worry, there's still an entire half yet to play. Don't cancel the 0-16 party. Believe me, I'm on this bandwagon, baby. Yeah, we'll have a comeback in the second half. Everybody else has too. Believe me, we were up, if you remember, 13-12 in London against the Jaguars. Remember? Mm-hmm. We lost 33-16. So, yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, here's another thing I don't understand. Why is it that every single time Isaiah Crowell looks like he's getting something started and he's getting rolling, we bring him to the sidelines? Huey, what are you doing? Tony is saying that Brett Hundley couldn't beat a high school team, but he has. He has beaten a few teams. That's the point. Oh, it was the Vikings in London. What the hell do I remember? They all bleed together, Tony, and the Vikings were losing last time I checked. To the Panthers? That's Panther piss. Come on, man. Wable says, what a difference Gordon makes. Coleman is open now. No, I mean, the fact is that Coleman now can work as a secondary guy. He's just a young guy who's got no playing experience. Maybe this could be a significant thing to take some of the load off his shoulders, you know, and to be able to give the quarterback somebody different to look at besides Gordon over and over again. I'm still waiting to see more of Njoku because we got three guys out there who legitimately can stretch the field. So I've always thought that Coleman was a KJ, was a Kevin Johnson, right? You remember back from the 99 Browns? Right. He's really not a number one. He's a number two. He isn't all that, he's not big and he's not all that fast. So, you know. Yeah, this is a high definition program now. Yeah. There are different definitions for the program. Me being high might be one of them. No, Wable is not for Tinkerbell. No. Wiley could never get over the woman who used to visit the chat room. Women don't watch this program as a rule of thumb. And Wiley thought for sure he could score himself a babe in the Moohead chat room. That'll tell you what desperation will do for you, or living in Marietta, Ohio will do to you. But why do they keep taking the running back out of the game? You know, I keep thinking of Kevin Mack. I'm an old Browns fan. All right. I'm an old slab of beef. But I remember being able to beat teams in the fourth quarter by handing the ball off up the middle and just plug it away with Kevin Mack. And he would just steamroll people. Why not let Isaiah Crowell kind of get it going here? Let's tire them out. That'll help us that'll make the play action that much better. And we actually have somebody to throw to now. Now, do I think that, the last interception, is that going to carry over into the second half? It's kind of like drinking and a hangover. Of course it will. But I've never seen Kizer up to that point actually step into his throws and throw spirals. And this is in a 22-mile-an-hour wind. What's up with that? Do you think maybe Hui just started to coach him now because he realizes, I may not have a job? Travis C. Train says, anyone else surprised with Kizer's first half performance? Maybe he might get the Browns their first win. Well, I'm telling you, he was at least definitive. He was stepping in and making throws, and they were spirals. They were coming cleanly out of his hand. And for the most part, when he did miss, he didn't miss where anyone could hurt him until the last pass to Coleman. But Coleman's going to have to learn, and I know that the ball was late getting there, but he's got to fight through his defender to try to break that pass up. If Dixon, Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton wasn't in the way to intercept the pass. He's got to do more to fight for the ball. Just like Gordon did in the end zone and did not get the interference call. MWL says, fuck the Browns. Well, that would take a long time, MWL. And I don't know that you have enough manhood to do that, because that's a 53-man roster. Hualathon says, I think the Browns fans are also not giving enough credit to how bad the Packers' defensive backs are right now. Well, that may be true. But you know something? You can only play who they put in front of you, right? That's the way I look at it. You can only play what's in front of you. And we don't have anybody out there. I mean, Danny Shelton's not out there, and we're stopping the run. I mean, J.B. Collins was allegedly our best linebacker, and he's not playing. Pete Laura Horseman says, go Packers. Go where? Into the lake that Hui isn't swimming in? I don't know. Right now, if you're the Packers, there's nowhere to go but up. Mario Cazares says, yes, fuck the Browns. Okay, well, you can take half of them, and, MWL can take the other half, and you'll have a human pyramid, and you'll be fucking 26 and a half men. Congratulations. You want me to, how can you say fuck the Browns? I mean, everybody's already taken their turn. My God, the Browns are like the Asian woman in the Bukkake videos. Please. Nintendo Gaming says, hi, how you doing? I mean, my God, it's like the human train. They've been fucked by all of humanity, and you're there, well, fuck the Browns. It's already happened. That's like, well, let's shoot John Kennedy in the head. It already happened. He's like, let's elect Donald Trump. It already happened. All right. Pete Laura Horseman says that he's in Canada. Oh. Lord, keep our land glorious and free. I used to spend a lot of time in Toronto. Very nice city. Spent time in Montreal, too. Another nice city. Must be cold as fuck up there. Chuck Steak, how does Hui still have a job? If you remove too much color from the Cleveland Browns, no, we're not even going to go there, folks. But believe me, I was reading it on the internet, if you can believe it. There are people actually saying this. You know something? This could be like racial genocide within the Browns organization. It's like, it's been football genocide. Erlanger says, looking forward to the post-game show, so am I. Rob Mack believes the Browns are going to win this game. Don't get your hopes up, man. You know how this thing falls apart. If the game's close at the end, you're going to see icicle turds coming out of the Browns' assholes. You know that. Just stop, dude. We should just move the Browns to L.A. The Rams seem to improve fast. No, what we need to do is just make better drafts, have a better front office, and then we can whisk Jimmy away. Do you think John Dorsey has bad breath? Dorsey's talking to Haslam, and Haslam's looking this way. I think maybe a breath mint is in order. Yeah, I do like Canada. I truly do. I like Canada very much. And I've been to a number of cities. Been to London, Ontario, been to Toronto, and I've been to Montreal, those places. And I think very wonderful cities, very different cities. Montreal is so European. I think it's really nice. Sign Alex Smith to what? The Packers go from almost beating the Steelers to losing. Well, they haven't lost yet, MWL. And if you get into the locker room fast enough, you'll have time to fuck the Browns. Hey, I got to get going right now. I appreciate all the activity. We begin the second half with a lead. Let's see what happens. We'll see after the game on the post-game show. Until then, have a good second half. Let's see if we can do it. Bye.